Hi guys, here is the tutorial on these magical lights which are dancing around I created. I call them fireflies or fairy flies, whatever you want to call them. Now the first thing you have to know is that you're going to get it in zip folder. They're going to be zipped, so you have to go after you buy them, they're going to be to your downloads or wherever you want to store them, and you have to unzip the folder. So I'm going to go to my downloads first and I'm going to show you um, how it is on Mac. On different computers are going to be different way. So in my Mac is like that. So I have to, this is how the files look like. You have to just double click and a second folder is going to appear over this one, which is going to be fireflies, and here it is. Those are the five multiple ones and those are the single ones. After you open your folder, your zip folder, you can go back to your Photoshop and start doing it. First thing we have to do, I'm going to actually have to turn off my Wi-Fi. I'm going to go and install these actions. I'm going to, if you don't see actions, you have to find, you're going to find them here, window, and click on actions, and they're going to come out. Then you go and load these actions. Grab this little corner there, square, and load actions. You're going to go to your downloads, of course, wherever they are. Mine are in the downloads, and because it's open, I can find them. If it's not open, this is going to be gray and you cannot find them. That's why make sure it's open. Action, it's here, and I'm going to go open. Now they are going to come on the very bottom. This one came open, but if it's not open, you can click on this little arrow and open it. And I'm going to do this job really, really fast. It takes about a minute to do the animation, and it takes about 2 minutes to wait, depending how many folders you're going to put. The first thing which I'm going to do is resizing this picture. This is horizontal image, so resize image horizontal, and then I'm going to play it. And it's going to tell me that I need to have my image saved in normal size because this is going to make it smaller. I'm not going to read this stuff, it's just wasting of time. You're going to read it, I'm going to do whatever you have to do. I'm going to show you. And here it is, smaller. The next action is import video. I'm not going to click on the next, this is vertical. I'm going to import video. So I'm going to go on import video and click here. And this is what you have to do, and I'm not going to read it because I'm going to show you. I'm going to go continue, and I have to go to, again, my downloads, wherever my files are. At the moment they're in downloads, and I'm going to choose this one. This is combo from a small and big magical lights, and I can click actually here and see how they work. And let's say like this, and I'm going to click place. It's going to go straight over her in black color. When you have black like that, you have to change the blending mode. You can change it a few different ways. I have a little action here if you want to change it. You cannot play the action when you're into free transform mode, so you can change it from here. Sometimes it's easier to be in black, sometimes it's easier to be transparent. So I'm going to change it from screen here, and here it is. And I'm going to size it by the image, and I can transform it however I like. I can right click actually and warp it if I want. You can do everything which is here. I'm just going to show you the warp. So you can warp it if you want. They are still going to play. Okay, let's say I like the way it is, and I'm going to click here. Now what I don't like about this image, but you may like it, is I have that thing going over her and it's going to fly there, and I don't like that, so I'm going to mask it off. I'm going to put a layer mask, and I'm going to grab my brush tool, B for my brush, making sure I'm in black, 100% opacity, 100% flow, and I'm going to paint when my layer mask is active, and I'm going to remove everything which is not the way I like it. And I'm pretty much done. Now I can, if I didn't have the image already in this blending mode, I would have clicked here and I just have to render. I'm going to click on the render and I'm going to play my action and the box is going to appear, of course. So make sure to know where the video is stored so you can find it. And so on, continue, and your box is going to appear. It's important that box to be in document size. If it's not, uh, make sure it is, because otherwise you may have bars on the sides, on the top, whatever. So I'm going to click render and I have to wait about a minute or two for this picture to render. Less layers you have here, less you're going to wait. But for tutorial, 2 minutes are way too much, so I'm going to cancel. I actually have a few samples for you to show you how it looks. And this one I have on my website, if I'm not mistaken. Why it's not opening, especially for the, oh, here we go. I was going to try on light. I tried them on different colors. They look good. You can change the colors, by the way. I'll show you how. And here is on the vertical image. I don't have I don't have bars on the side. If you make sure the box looks in document size, you're still not going to have the bars. And this is the one which I did. And you can see here, it's playing about 20 seconds. You can see this one is blinking. I'm going to show you how you can put that star there. And this is more than one layer. I put more than one, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So let me go back to my PC, and let's say I render it and I wanted to add more stars, so I can do so. So I didn't like it. It's the stars are not enough, so I can add more. And let me close this. So I'm going to go import video. You cannot add at the same moment, you cannot add more than one folder, so you have to repeat this. So I'm going to play this action. I'll go continue, and I'm going to go and see if I have small. Here they are small. You can see them. They are smaller. You don't need big ones. Well, I don't need big ones. I like the small ones at this moment. So combine 20 with 20. 5 with 5 seconds. Since I started with the 20, I'm going to place this file and it's going to come like that. Now I'm going to, you know what, let me just make it smaller, and I'm going to, I can duplicate it, put two next to each other, but what I'm going to do here, actually I'm going to stretch this in opposite direction. So I'm going to go command minus, control minus to go, and because I don't want the movement to repeat, I just kind of twisted it like this, rotate it like this, and I will agree with my decision. Now I can click here, screen branding mode. Instead of changing it from here, you can change it from there. Now what I want here is I want to add that little star over there. So I'm going to have to make that. Again, import video, click here. And this one I'm going to go to the single ones, and I'm looking for 20 seconds twinkle. This is 20 seconds twinkle. They can move. This one, for instance, is 20 seconds flying. We want this one. This is twinkling. It's not flying. It's just twinkling on the same spots because I cannot see. Now I have to go back to screen, and I'm going to place it here. Of course, I can resize it if I want to, but I don't want to. So I'm going to have it big. Now I'm going to duplicate this so I can make reflection. Here it is, the reflection. I'm going to grab my move tool and I'm going to drag it down, but it's kind of round. It should be flat if it was a reflection. So I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to free transform it, and I'm going to make it flat by making it flat. So it's going to be a reflection here. So I can make it flat. Then I'm going to go there. Well, if it was reflected, well, I don't like it. I think I have to rotate it a little bit. Great. Now, if that was a reflection, it would have been blurry. So I can actually add a Gaussian blur if I want to, or I can reduce the opacity. Let me add a Gaussian blur because I can. So I'm going to go to filter and I'm going to go to blur and I'm going to go to Gaussian blur. A new smart filter is going to appear here. And I can blur it more or I can blur it less. And let's say I blur it like this and that looks good. Here is the filter. Now let me take a look again. It looks perfect, so I can just render it. That looks good. So I can just render and save, and it's going to ask me again to make sure my box is in document size and I can render it. Of course, I'm not going to render it, but it's going to take too much time. But you know what? I just realized I can show you how you can actually change the color of the stars. If you want to change a single layer, you can just add an adjustment layer and clip it to it. But most of let me just show you. Let's say I want to change the color of this star. Which one? The top one? Okay, this is the top one. I can add an adjustment layer. Let's go hue saturation, and I'm going to clip it to the layer below so it doesn't affect the other ones. Clip it to the layer below, and I'm going to change the color. Do you see how the color changes? So the same thing you can do with all of them, single one. This is how we can do it with a single one of the single layers. So I'm going to just get rid of this, and I'm going to show you how you can change the color of all of them. You can click on the bottom one, hold your shift key, click on the very top, and right click and group from layers. Now all of them are in a group. Make sure when you work with black layers like these ones, the black video layers, make sure you're on screen mode. Open it and highlight the top one and add an adjustment layer. Hue saturation in this case. You can make them brighter, lighter, whatever you want. Here is hue saturation layer, and now if I change the hue, all the stars are going to be with change hue. And because I'm on screen blending mode, it's not going to affect the girl. It affects only the stars. You can make them brighter if you want. I do not want them brighter. I will not make them brighter from here, but you can. It affects the whole thing. So don't make them brighter from here. Make them brighter with the levels adjustment layer, okay? So do whatever you want to do. And now we can render. Go back to your actions. Oh, by the way, if you don't see the properties, of course you're going to find them here, properties. If they don't appear, find them here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. Bye bye. After you render, you find the video. That's all. Bye bye.